Aaron, what you doing?
Hello. So we got our parts came in today actually. We got apex seals so we can actually fully assemble all the rotors. So now what we're doing is these are the side seals that came with the package before. There is a slight clearance issue you're going to need to check between the corner seal here and the side seal here. So if you want to zoom in as I talk about it, but basically when these side seals sit in here, there is a gap between the side seal and the corner seal here that needs to be somewhere around the range of 15 thousandths of an inch. And that's why we got the feeler gauge. Check it out. So once it's in place, we'll see if we can slide the feeler gauge in. But there's obviously inconsistencies in the side seals and tolerances. So they expect you to slightly chip away or grind away at a side seal in order to make that clearance tolerable. So what we're doing now is setting the rotor up, or one rotor up, to check for all these tolerances on each of the faces of the side seal, and then we'll place them in. If they're not within tolerance, we'll place them into another rotor we have, and then do a very slight grinding to make that tolerance. And we're talking thousandths, 10 thousandths of an inch here. So it's very, very tight. So nothing crazy, just a very slight. We'll take a grinder here, like one of these pieces, and just be like, this is not like this, like I'm doing, but you get the idea. The factory service manual recommends basically you take a piece of, it seems to be a file, and you basically just file it away very slowly, and then check, file, so you're within tolerance. But that's what we're doing now. We put the corner seals in here already, and I'll have to put the 8-pick or the side seal spring to get full example of how the side seal would sit inside the rotor. So that's what I was doing here. So this is the spring that will slightly push it up. Okay, so that's in. So now when I place a new side seal in, that's what this one is right here. There actually is a difference between the sides of them. There's what they call a finished end and a non-finished end. The difference being is that a finished end has this very slight angle cut towards it, but a non-finished end is, you can kind of see it doesn't have any finish. It's just, it wasn't cut. Now, the idea is that you're always supposed to just cut the non-finished end in order to make the tolerances clearable. So, side seal spring is in. We can place this side seal in now. And it should sit as if it was fully assembled. And you can see even here. So this side on the left, my left, is fully depressed against the corner seal here. And when I try to push this side in, it doesn't exactly clear. So there's a very minute amount you would have to grind away in order to get the side seal to fit in correctly. And that's what we're doing. So now that we know that's there, let's go on to the little grinding process. So we got a bit here, and actually, if you take a look real quick, you can come on over. This bit actually is the same size, or very close to the same size as the corner seal itself. So that's convenient. So with that bit there, what we can do is we set up our little station here, our little drill, and basically very slowly, I'll be, like for example, this one needs to be done right now, and I recall this is the unfinished side that needs to get done. But I'll take our little Dremel, and I'll go up towards it. And just do a tiny bit at a time. Check. Oh, actually what I'll do is after I do that, I will sandpaper it just to get out all the stuff that happens when you do that. Just a quick sand, just to remove some remnants. Now it's kind of smooth. I'll check again. Placing it in the side seal springs are actually already in there. So emulating as if it was the real thing. Putting it back together. You can see in this situation I cannot cleanly put in the side seal. So that means I have to take off more. So just slowly back and forth until I get the exact clearance I need. So in these cases I already did one side, and I've marked the rotor A and B appropriately just to make it so we have some sort of organization. But these ones are already clearanced appropriately. And that's the basic process. So do that 9 more times, and then we're good to go. Alright, so we're on the next day and we're actually going to assemble the rotors together. So on the first stage, if you want to come over here and check it out. But these are the oil control rings. So notice how there's a painted face here. So that tells you which direction the oil control ring needs to face. So it's facing so you see the paint. And I already placed one ring in here actually. And I'll have you try to zoom in and try to look at a specific spot. But basically, you can see how there's like a little dot there in the middle. That's where the oil control ring is supposed to sit. So this should be rotating freely. That's actually what the factory service manual says. It's like, oh, make sure this rotates freely. But so this dot will hold this control ring down on this side, and there's an upward swing on this one. So I'll show you the other one for comparison. Because if you look, one is face down and one is face up, right?
Okay, yeah, that's about as... Oop, there we go. Now she focused in.
Yeah, so one is faced up and one is faced down. So the downward one catches on this dot here inside the rotor, and the upward one catches on this control ring here, which is on this part right here. So this sits on top, like so, and that's what this upward part will catch here. So that's what will prevent that from moving too much. But you also just put one of these O-rings around it, and we're going to lube it up with a bunch of Vaseline, because apparently that's the historical rotary thing to do. All of it, this whole motor is actually going to be filled up with Vaseline. And the way it works is petroleum based, so it's going to burn off when you start it up. So it's going to smoke.
Aaron, how many favors did you have to call in from your porn star buddies to get this much Vaseline?
0. But I did get an awkward look at CVS when I bought a bunch of Vaseline.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
They're like, what are you doing with that? And I'm like, working on a car. And they're like, okay. Let's see. That's it for now, so we'll go to the next step here. Look at that. Boom. We got a bunch of Vaseline. And then probably too much. But it's gonna lube it on up. Alright. And the nice thing with this stuff is that it does give a little bit of lube, but also it will hold the pieces in place. Because obviously when we assemble the motor, we have to move this around a couple places just to get it inside the keg. So it not only just lubes it, but it keeps the stuff in place while we can move it around and for assembly. That's why it's used so much. So this one is pretty lubed up, so now we can place it on there. And this is step 1. Step 1 complete.
That's lubey.
Yeah. So the control ring's already there. And just make sure you put this one with this face here, and then plop it in. Okay.
Let's take a look. Very nice.